twisted long before that. The boy has a long and an amazing history that most people really don't ever know about. Yes, he's adorable, he's good looking, and he's helpful, and he's charming, and he's a flirt. Those are things everyone knows. But the leather background that belongs to this young man is actually quite astounding. I'm privileged to call him the wind beneath the library's wings, the wind beneath mine, and son. I know his background, and he will only talk either when I'm not around or when I force him to. So, week before last, I figured it's a big bus. I might as well throw him under it, because if I'm going, he's going with me, as usual, because he's always by my side. But after shocking him and probably sending him screaming, I realized that it's time that the boy got the time to tell his own story, not through my eyes, but directly from the source. Aside from once upon a time, in a little town called Albuquerque, start with the personal details.
Okay, started out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, hanging out with motorcycle gangs, and we had a leather bar called The Ranch. So I used to go and hang out there with all my friends and my cousin. We used to tool around, going all these places on our little moped. Because back in the day, we could fit on it. 1988, I moved to New Jersey, and I started looking for the community. Chat rooms, different organizations. Became a member of LSM. Still a member. I did a lot of my stuff up in Rhode Island for the first 8 years. I was a member of the Rhode Island Enforcers. They went, we closed down in 2001. Yeah, so we shut down in 2001. That was pretty sad. So then I decided, I had a mistress at that time, and served her for 6 years loyally. And then on my birthday, one year on my birthday, I got a letter from her, an email saying that I had outgrown her and she was moving. She had to let me go because I outgrew her, which I didn't understand. And to this point, to this day, I still don't understand how I outgrew her, but that was life. That was then. So, I don't know if any of you heard of Attleboro, but I was there when it got raided.
Explain that.
The place got raided, and the elders decided to get me out of there. They didn't want me getting in trouble, so they got me out of there as fast as they could. It was all over a spoon, spanking with a spoon. And that was a scary situation.
Attleboro, for those of you who aren't familiar, might be more familiar with the term Paddleboro, which is what the case's nickname was and what the fundraisers that were done to raise money for it were done in the name of Paddleboro.
Why the website shut down? Can you say?
The enforcers, we just disbanded. It was just, yeah, we disbanded. So then I went on to my next group, and that was called New Jersey Andromeda, where I was the club boy. We went defunct about 4 years after we opened. That was another sad memory in my leather career
Why did they call that Andromeda Boy?
because of the 7 stars. They had 7 stars in it. And each person that founded this Andromeda was one of the stars. Then I decided in 2002 to run for, 2002 I decided I wanted to run for Mid-Atlantic Boot Black. It was a fun experience. I didn't win, but I got to do a lot of boots and have fun. The weekend was great. So I said, oh, well, I'm never going to go back again. That was disappointing that I probably can't win a title. So 2005 came along and I decided, let me try again. And guess what? I won the title, Mid-Atlantic Boot Black 2005. My title vests, some of them don't have anything on. My title vests don't have a lot of pins on them.
Now, you jumped to the end of the bootblacking story. What got you into bootblacking?
Oh, military. I was in the military, so did a lot of bootblacking and shining boots then. So I decided I wanted to do it out in the leather community and provide services and be of service for everybody so that their leathers and stuff could look nice. And then I kept going and I ran for the title, won the title.
Robbie, somebody asked why it was sad that Andromeda ended. Why was it sad to you?
Because it was New Jersey Leathers. It was New Jersey's first women's leather group there, and I wanted it to go strong. I wanted it to be strong and keep going. But when it folded, I kind of lost hope in backpatch clubs.
Mm-hmm. Lolita asked, do you still wear any of these vests?
On occasion, I do wear them.
Which one do you choose? When?
Good question.
I use the my boot black title vest. Once in a while, but then I went on to the boot black brigade. And again, another group that went belly up. So 3 backpatch clubs all went belly up on me. So I just, like I said, it's sad that organizations can't keep functioning and going on and living on strong and leaving behind legacies.
I don't know. I think they left behind an amazing legacy. One of them is you.
I don't look at myself as a legacy.
I do. What are some of your fondest memories of the brigade?
Nefarious, who passed on. We lost him a few years back. Just the camaraderie was great. And plus, we helped out everybody, helped out other people in the community, other boot blacks and stuff.
Speaking of helping out boot blacks, You gonna share any secrets?
I don't have any secrets.
Please, you're the one that was telling me about parade polish. So save that for someone who doesn't know you as well. Come on, you got bootblacks on the air. At
Well,
least spell a couple.
Okay, so for blue tint or red tint on the boots, for when you're on stage to make them pop, you can use a blue polish or you can use a red polish, and it'll make the shine come up even more. So that's my one tip.
That was kind of stingy, don't you think?
It is stingy. I don't have a lot of tips for bootblacks. I mean, it has grown so much, and I'm so glad to see that the community has grown as much as it has. When I started out, there was only 2 or 3 competitions for bootblacks, and that was it. Mid-Atlantic, IMSL,
I know.
and IML. Those were the only bootblack competitions that were around. So
Someone who starts out, what do you tell them? More importantly, what would you give them?
I'll give them a beginner's kit so they can start off bootblacking. Give them tips as to what they need, where they can find it.
No secrets, no books, no how-tos, no.
There are bootblack books in the library. We have intensive books.
Peg is asking, what's in a beginner's kit?
Beginner's kit, you get a brush, can of tan, a can of black, a can of Cordovan. You get your get the buffing rags and some leather lube.
No Hubbards?
No humpers. Not in the beginner's kit.
You old dogs holding off, or they're not ready for it?
No, they're not ready for it when you're first starting off. No.
Robbie, what's the biggest mistake a bootblack can make? You've never seen any, right?
Oh, I have seen some. I've seen people try to high shine oil tans.
Oops.
I've seen people taking chunks out of their shoes to show that they can melt wax back in it to fill it in. But on a hot summer day, some of them, their boots are melting off them.
That's a double oops.
Yeah.
Favorite experience?
When I sat there and did my brother Ivan's boots at MAL, he got up and his pants were soaking wet.
Uh-huh. That's all I'm saying to that one. Uh-huh.
So Peg has a question, Robbie. Do you move your pins from one vest to the other when you're cleaning one vest?
No, the pins all stay on the same vests.
So you have pins that, you know, if it's on your Mid-Atlantic bootblack vest, it stays there. It never migrates to another vest.
No, they all stay on the same vests. That's just something I preferred. Those are my memories on those vests, and they told where I've been. So I try to keep it together because I want the leather and the pins, and my energy is in there. So I want it to stay pure.
Kind of like this one?
Like this one, this.
Can you talk more about energy for us, Robbie? How is energy and your spirituality and leather intersect?
Wow.
Don't look at me. I've heard these stories.
I don't know.
Let me redirect that. What about the energy that you give? The energy that you bring to the people around you? The smiles you bring to the people around you? The reason we love you, Robbie, keeps getting written across the bottom of that screen. And we're not even going to get into the outrageous flirt.
I like to put my energy into other people's leathers and stuff so that they can take a part of me with them. And I can feed off of it.
What did you put into Ivan's boots?
I put a lot of love into Ivan's boots. You got a foot massage and everything else. Wow. It's amazing. I go off and I'm off in another world when I'm bootblacking. It's a whole new thing. It's a whole nother world for me. The energy I'm expending into the boots and the leather makes me feel good. Makes me feel really good. Plus, I like to see shiny leather.
Is that the leather boy in you, or is that the military boy in you?
That's the leather boy in me.
Well, that's where we want to go next. There's so many questions popping up about the boy bits. How did you know that you're a boy? What is the story of your boy self, Robbie?
I became a boy when I first came into the community. In fact, I used to get kicked out of all the chat rooms because my name was Mischief Boy, B-O-Y, and they were only accepting B-O-Is in the room. So I used to change names and go in there and mess with them all the time because they wouldn't accept me as Mischief Boy. So finally they decided that they were going to accept it because I had loves. First I was You Can't Make Me. And then I was Loves Mischief. And then I became Mischief Boy.
Which, by the way, is stuck.
Robbie, I've asked you this before, but if you could share this with people, I'd appreciate it. What does a boy do in a chat room?
Oh, we did all kinds of stuff in the chat room. We had water fights. We had M&M fights. We disrupted the room as much as we could.
And how is that the same or different from a boy in real-to-real, face-to-face life? Since
Oh no, it's different in face-to-face life.
Something about a water pistol, I think it was.
Yeah, we actually had in 1996 we did Leather Online. We decided to do Leather Online and meet at Paddles in New York, and some of the people brought in water guns thinking it was going to be cool, and they ended up shooting Lady MJ, and MJ screamed out, "What the fuck?" And all the boys scattered. We all scattered, but yeah, we used to do a lot of fun stuff in the chat rooms.
there's a question: is it AOL, IRC? What chat
It was
rooms?
AOL chat rooms.
So is that where you started?
That's where I started.
So how did you make the transition from online to face-to-face?
I met my mistress online, and we had a meeting down at Sisters in Philadelphia, and then we went from there.
I always think it's amazing we didn't meet. I was on their softball team at that time. So it's, we had so many near misses, Robbie. Remember Women of Leather board on AOL?
Yes. Yes, Women for Women. Was it Butch Femme?
What other ones? And did you ever do the IRC, or was it just AOL?
It's just AOL. We did Femdom for female subs. There was a lot of them. I can't remember most of them. But we would raise hell in them, that's for sure.
Now, in my misspent youth, I remember seeing you in a lot of different places. How many events did you go to? And what made you do it? What made you go to different events?
God, I've been to so many events, I can't even tell you. My first event I went to was no, that wasn't it. Anyway, what was that one we went to when I met you in Dallas?
That was just before I think I did Boys. It was one of the Beyond Vanillas. I can't remember which one.
So I went to Beyond Vanilla, and that's when I met Mama Vi. She was doing a class on boys, and I sat in the back of the room crying because the way I was taught is boys were seen but not heard. You only spoke if you were spoken to. You kneeled every time your dominant came in, and you'd kiss their hand. So it was it was different upbringing. But when people finally started hearing me talking, carrying on, they were like, oh my God, you do have a voice. We thought you were silent all the time. Once I started talking, then just couldn't shut me up.
Thank heavens.
Which takes me and makes me think about play. I remember us having a conversation about play and how a well-behaved bottom doesn't make noise the entire scene.
True. I was taught you don't make noise in the scene in the dungeon because you'll embarrass your mistress or master. Plus, you'll be what is it?
That's disruptive.
Disruptive to the other people in the dungeon.
So what do you do with someone who actually wants you to make noise?
I giggle a lot.
True. Very true.
What year Beyond Vanilla or Dallas?
What year Beyond Vanilla, boy?
I don't even know.
92? 4? 3? I'm trying to remember the year I did the Boys Weekend.
I don't remember.
It was the year that I wrote the Boys Bill of Rights.
Yep, freed all the boys.
I think you need to explain that.
Mama Vi freed the boys. She gave us the Boys Bill of Rights. And once we got that Boys Bill of Rights, I mean, people, we weren't talking, we weren't speaking till spoken to. No, people wanted to hear our voices. They wanted to hear what we had to say. So that's what our Boy Bill of Rights gives us, that right. If anybody needs a copy, just let us know and we can get you a copy.
That's what Peg asked. What kind of things were in it that you remember offhand?
The boy has a right to speak without penalty.
You have the right to be healthy.
You have the right to be healthy. You have the right. Mercy. It's been a while since I've looked at them.
You have the right to support.
The right to support other boys. All right, we'll get you a copy.
Look, Robbie, you're starting a revolution. I see. I want a copy. I want a copy. I want a copy.
I know, I see that.
By way of explanation, Toni, there had been an incident about 6 months before that in Tulsa, which was, no matter where I lived, is still my home, when a distinguished and old dominant completely disrespected a young boy. Now, the boy was also a title holder, but that didn't matter to me. This was not his boy. He was visiting the bar. And this behavior was so out of line, so horribly out of line. Ultimately, I got angry and threw the guy out. But I couldn't believe how disrespectful this man was to another human, much less another leather boy. Went back home and wrote the boy Bill of Rights. Jill read it, said, "Who do you think you are, Lincoln?" And at the seminar that I had to do, 2 weekends after that, which is when Robbie and I met, I was doing a full intensive for boys, everything from etiquette to behavior to how to set tables, the whole thing, but just for boys. And one of the things that I passed out was the Boy Bill of Rights. And it was over that document that this one and I met.
Yep.
And then he started following Jill around, but that's the next part of this.
I started stalking her. Silently stalking.
So related to the Boy Bill of Rights and boys, Robbie, I've seen you mentor boy after boy, and I've seen you pick up slack for my slaves and submissives I watch at the corner of my eye. Can you talk a little bit about mentoring those that have come along since you started?
You're the one that runs the home for boys.
I don't know. Boys are my heart. If they need something, I'm going to help them with it.
You're being modest. Okay, different perspective. In the 7 years we've lived here, how many boys have moved to be with you to get a new start in life?
2.
How many? One now lives next door. One now has half a home in Kentucky and just realized he was a boy.
Okay, 3.
And that's just to have lived with him. He runs a home for wayward boys. There are 2 others who are hoping at some point in time to join Peter Pan's gang, so to speak. Why? Why would you open up your home to someone you don't even know?
Because they need help. Because I like to help people, and I would hope that I didn't have it myself coming up. I didn't have someone there, a boy, to help me mentor. So I believe in helping others out. That's my duty to help them out. and mentor them.
So the question came up, what is your relationship to Mama Vi?
I am Mama Vi's son.
Now, Jill is more complicated.
You ready to tell that story? Other than, there's many other people on this chat that are saying they would stalk Jill as well.
You want to start with world, or where do you want to start that story?
Oh, shoot. Okay, so
What had happened was,
what had happened was, I like to take certain banners. I like to collect banners from certain events. And I took a Miss World banner that year, this one year, 2006. I took the Miss World banner.
back up. You were in Dallas when you swiped that first one.
I didn't
Or
swipe
at
the
least
first
so
one.
Elena says.
I didn't swipe the first one. I did not swipe the first banner, Miss World banner. I swiped the one from 2006. And it did come back eventually. But after I swiped it, my brother went and told Miss Carter that I stole her banner. So I was walking through the banquet room, going to go do something. The next thing I know, my ear was pulling me back. Something was pulling my ear back. And it was Miss Carter. She says, I understand you have something of mine. I understand you have something of mine. And I was like, yes, ma'am, I do. She says, well, since you like to take posters, you're going to take down all the posters in the hotel now. So I got to climb on balconies and everything and have fun taking down the banners.
Now, by way of explanation, and I'm still a little iffy on this one, depending on which boy is telling the tale. The first year we did World, I had banners made, and one of them was huge. It hung in the front foyer of the hotel. We went to get it the last day of the event, and the banner was gone. The hotel said, well, some young ones came in, took it down, saying they were taking it down for you. The banner never reappeared. But there were a lot of chipmunks going, and so that banner has never shown up. I'm still waiting for it to show up on eBay one day, if only to find out who ended up with it.
Because it wasn't me. I don't have that one. I promise.
I just got a question. Is there an email to get the Boy Bill of Rights? I think we're just going to post that on Women of Drummer.
I've been collecting the email addresses for you.
And let Jill shoot me.
Okay.
And then you can send a note out with all of them.
Yes.
Hi, this is what liberated me. Don't blame whoever.
So then I got into this this crazy event. I'm calling it an event because it's an event called the Carter Johnson Leather Library. That's my patch. And it says Library Fister because I apparently fist the van so that everything can fit in there and still have room. Mom says sometimes she swears I blow on the tailpipe and make the van bigger.
Robbie, what about the library gives you the most joy?
Watching all the people come in and look at the books and read the books and have the books and setting up different displays.
How long, boy? You remember the first one we did together?
17 years ago.
Robbie's only missed 2 events with me, and they were both in 2. And he's been traveling with me ever since, with the exception of one event where I had to go to Dallas with a full library. And Robbie took a full library to the Master Slave Conference in DC. And by way of explaining Library Fister, I don't know if any of you have ever watched the library unload. It's sort of like watching a clown car empty. For one unload that we did in DC, the hotel staff came out to watch us because they thought we were just moving the same carts over and over and over again. Robbie can pack a van so tight, you got to get out to change your mind. And as many times as I have tried to do it, I can't. And we went to one event in California, and we were given an award of 4 or 5 boxes of books for gold. Now, I don't know how it happened. I'm trying to pack the van because the boy was busy doing something. And I have a whole staff of people helping me, and the van is full. We don't even have our luggage in, and there's still 6 boxes of books on the ground that had come with us, not to mention the boxes we still have to load. Robbie eventually came out, and I swear to you, he wanted to pat me on the head and go, "Mom, sit down," which he actually very gently did. He just moved me over and sat me down, literally had the helpers unpack the van, and he packed it over again. When he finished, the extra books all fit, the luggage fit, and there was still space. I know he waved something. There's a time turner involved. Something happened and the van got bigger. I'm not quite sure how. Hence the nickname, the library's Fister.
I do have small hands.
What do you say?
So then, moved to Indiana and decided we wanted our own boys club, so we formed the Center City Boys of Leather. I do not have the patch right now, but it's an amazing patch. Represents, has white for purity with the feathers, the green for the earth, bear paw for strength, and something else.
And are you actively recruiting?
And we are actively recruiting for our club. So
What are the
then,
qualifications, Robbie?
I'm sorry?
What are the qualifications? Why would I want to join, and how would I go about asking to join?
You just text us and say, "Hey, I want to join."
I thought my boy Mitch had to go through some kind of gauntlet.
Oh, yes, he did.
Isn't there a secret handshake that none of us can know, or something like that?
There is a secret handshake, and there are other secrets that we can't tell you.
Did any of them have to do with doing flybys over Vegas?
Oh, yes. We did, for the first Women of Drummer, Mitch, Jack, and I went out and did, what the heck is that
Zip
called?
line.
Zip line over Vegas. It was pretty cool.
Someone wants to know if does the initiation involve fisting? Or do you keep that secret yourself?
It can.
And the question, do you have to live in Indiana?
No.
Mitch is in Pennsylvania.
Boys being boys.
Don't forget the Hard Pink Sisterhood.
Oh, yeah, I'm also a member of the Hard Pink Sisterhood. Whoop, whoop.
Why?
I like the jig of I like their jig. They do a lot of good things.
What about the group brought you there?
the people brought me there. People, the openness, the work they do, all the volunteering they do.
I don't know if you know this, Robbie. They donated a free scholarship to the Women a Drummer for a person of color. It's a specific scholarship from the Hard Pink Sisters to Woman a Drummer.
Oh, that's awesome. See, they do good things.
Yep.
Then I decided to become a member of, I'm a member of the Onyx Mid-Atlantic. I'm an associate of Onyx Mid-Atlantic, and I'm a full member of Great Lakes Pearls of Onyx. So again, there we go, it's vest. My name is Two Spirit.
Why did you claim Two-Spirit?
Because I'm a two-spirit person.
More. Most people don't realize your Native American heritage.
Yes, I am Mescalero Apache and Navajo. Called Judy Towing my Apache grandma.
When we did your ancestry chart, was there, for Christmas, the boy wondered, what he was, so we did an ancestry chart for him. And the Native American background is fascinating. But tell them more about the Mescaleros. Remember the incident when we were driving to take you to Albuquerque, and the guy backed up from the counter?
The guy, yeah, we were at a truck stop, and we were talking to this guy. He was Native American as well. And he said, well, what tribe are you? I said, Mescalero Apache. And he backed up. And I looked at him and I was like, okay, I guess reputation precedes us. This Mescalero Apaches were some of the meanest, nastiest tribes around. So people are scared of them. So that's why he backed up when I said it. It was kind of weird.
Now, we've gone through your vests. Craziest memories. Let's see if I can take some of these in order. And I have a feeling there are more questions going across the scroll. I was going to try and put my glasses on and read them, but I still can't see anything. So, Toni,
I've shared all the questions that are on there. There's one about Hard Pink that I didn't read, but the rest of them we got. This one asks, what are your hopes for Hard Pink?
That they continue to grow and continue to help out the community.
now I want to put the boy back on the spot, because some of your craziest adventures have been just being a boy. What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
So, some of the craziest things I've done was, Mama Connie was one of our favorite people to pick on. So we used to go around the hotel and take all the pictures off the walls and place them at her door and tell her, knock on the door and tell her she won the silent auction. We put rollaway beds at her door. So we used to have fun with Mama Connie.
What's the thing you're relieved you didn't get caught doing? Because I know a long list, but Of all of the craziness you and other boys have pulled, what's the one thing you are so grateful you didn't get caught doing?
Breaking a window. Oh, we got accused of throwing rocks off the ninth-story hotel, and throwing rocks and breaking a window on a car across the street. But they can't. Then they got a mathematician to come in and do the figures and configurations, and she decided that it was virtually impossible for us to throw a rock from that spot and break a window. What they didn't know was we had a slingshot. Okay, and then Amy Marie Meek came up to our room talking about, hey, you guys, we're gonna search your room. And we're like, okay. One of the girls started freaking out, so I went in the bathroom and I threw the slingshot up into the wall, so it went in the wall, so there was no one, they couldn't find it. So that was the craziest thing that we did that we didn't get caught.
Of all of the boy stories that you could tell, what would be the one thing you would tell a boy, don't do this?
Don't piss off Mama Vi.
That was the wrong story. And what would be the one thing you would also tell a boy, if you get the chance, you have to do this?
You have to do what?
You tell me.
You have to have your boy bag.
Tell him more.
Boy bag consists of, it's a bag you carry with everything you need in it for your owner, yourself. What's in my boy bag?
Next question here.
I got lighters, cigarette packs, tissue, knife, paracord. What else? And a couple of snacks.
What advice would you give a new boy?
Don't get sucked into any nonsense. If it doesn't feel right, don't go with it.
Advice for a new leather person?
Come visit the Carter Johnson Leather Library.
Your favorite book in the library?
Penis Pokey.
Explain, Ricky.
Penis Pokey is a book with a hole in the center. It has different hot dog, fireman, snake, stuff like that. But the thing about it is the disclaimer is the best part of the whole book, and it tells you this book will cause paper cuts. Do not stick your penis into the hole. This book cannot be returned once it's been bought. The disclaimer is the best part of it.
And
What is the most challenging part of the library?
What is the most challenging?
Part of working with the library? Other than being with Mama Vi?
Most challenging is setting up the different displays.
speaking of displays, talk about the bootleg display.
About it.
How it happened, why it happened, the fact that it's your baby.
Yeah, I take care of the Boot Black board. All the Boot Blacks deserve to be recognized. So we have them up. We have a whole board on just Boot Blacks. Most of it's international Boot Blacks. But it has a lot of information and stuff on it. And then the display, we have a lot of old tins, old polished tins, old bottles of Shinola. Some of them still have Shinola in them. You know, that's Dolly Parton's song, More Shit Than Shinola. Well, we have the Shinola. And we got more shit.
Peg asks, what is your favorite event, Robbie, and why?
My favorite event? My favorite event now is Women of Drummer.
Why?
Because we have so much fun. It's a great event. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it to death.
Let's backtrack on that a bit. What got you into the Women of Drummer movement to begin with?
Toni, Solenne.
Could you be a tad bit more specific about that?
I believe in what it is. I believe in what Women of Drummer stands for. So that's why I do it. Plus, I love the people that are involved in it.
You took on a coordinator's position. A lot of responsibility.
Yes, I did.
What's it like setting up all those regional meetings? And how many women have you flirted with because of it?
Oh, hundreds. Flirted with hundreds of people because of it. Setting up events is it's not easy, but if you get the right people to help you, then you'll be good.
And where? Where are some of the places you set them up?
Let's see, we were in Minnesota this last Minnesota was our last event.
Day, weekend? How does one event go?
Oh, Friday meet and greet, Saturday is a round table, Sunday is brunch. Saturday you also have a play party.
There's a question, how does one get involved in Women of Drummer?
You come show up and show up.
Right. I think it's the same as your club process. Send an email, show up. Send us a picture of your boobs. I don't know, right?
Right.
That's all it takes?
Like,
Flash us.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that easy. Well, never mind.
the question, is it for women only, Women of Drummer?
Women.
You identify as a two-spirit, Robbie. So is Women of Drummer only for women?
No. No, it's not. We have Boys Town, where the men hang out. So we have a whole bunch of different sections.
There's only a couple things where you have to be female identified, our round tables and our play parties when we're at a regional on the road. But you define yourself as a woman, a drummer, and if you feel comfortable playing in women's space, then you're a woman, a drummer, right? So gender policing is not what Women of Drummer does, right?
Right.
There's another question about being a boy. What does it mean to be being a boy? What does it mean to you?
means the world to me. I enjoy serving. I enjoy the service aspect. I like being busy. I like making people happy.
But why boy and not girl?
Because I've always been a tomboy. And I don't look good in dresses.
That's honest. That's honest. Is it different from being a girl? Does it feel different?
I'm sure it is different. I'm sure it is different. Thanks, Peg. No dresses for Robbie. Anything else?
Parting words. You, young man, are an outrageous flirt. I don't know if I should be proud of you or warn every big brother out there to keep the girls away from you. The flirt. I've watched you get into the most delightful situations. What prompted that part of you to come out so easily?
I love people.
You're not flirting with the guys.
Sometimes.
How many women are on this screen that Robbie is flirting with?
I don't even know how to raise the hand thing here. Is
I
there a
think you
button
just lit
somewhere?
up the board.
Yes. Yes, I am a flirt. I enjoy flirting.
Yeah.
Parting words? Other than thank God I survived.
I would like to thank you guys for letting me do this interview. I wish I could have said more stuff, but there's a lot more to my story, but I'm kind of shy with it. So this is a learning curve for me. But play hard, fuck hard.
And fuck off if you can't take a joke.
Namaste, bitches.
I love the giggle look on Mama Vi's face right now. She's just over there giggling.
All right, so that's the end of our program and the end of our recording. So I want to thank Robbie, thank Mama Vi for volunteering for the interview for Women a Drummer North Central. Robbie, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do for not just Women a Drummer, but my family. You flirt with my wife and you have my back 24/7. And you have been a very special person in my life for a very long time. And I thank you for doing this. I know it's uncomfortable.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And I get to use all of you as test dummies. The only way he will talk is if he has to. And since he'll be taking my place, he might as well get used to telling stories.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We have, today is what? Monday. Tomorrow night, we have a discussion in Toronto, 9 o'clock. You can find on the Facebook page the link in the discussion section like you did for tonight. Wednesday is the Mid-Atlantic Shenanigans. Thursday is Shiloh hosting Southwest. Friday is Honey Salted Boot Black hosting the South Central. We usually have a guest speaker on a Friday. I have to see who it's going to be this week. And then we start a new format next week. Only 3 times a week, but we are planning on doing our regional weekends virtually. So what Robbie described earlier about a meet and greet and a play party, stay tuned. We've also decided we're doing our contest weekend as scheduled, September 25 to 27 And you have seen nothing yet if you haven't been to a Woman of Drummer contest weekend. If we don't do it face to face, we are doing it virtually. And we plan on making it epic and a memory that you will hold for a very, very long time. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Mama Vi. I'm going to end this meeting and end this recorder. I hope that I will see you guys in another place, another time soon.
Thank you.
See, you survived.
I did survive.
Love you, Robbie.